Hey, Limitless fam, we are about 5 weeks away from Lent, and we're talking about getting into some prayer and fasting over that time together as a church family. And with the 5 weeks in between, I also thought it's a good opportunity for us to spend each week talking about the 5 sections of the blessed rhythms, what we call the blessed rhythms. If you're familiar with the missionary pathway we've talked about before, that begins with extraordinary prayer and fasting. Then it goes into living the blessed rhythms and planting the seed, starting a DBS or a study, and seeing a microchurch emerge from that. And it's just really this cycle, and then you duplicate, and it's this idea of continuing to multiply and seeing disciples make disciples. Well, those blessed rhythms, they're actually part of this app that we were talking about yesterday, called the Bless app, and it's something that I want us to take advantage of as a church. As a church, we went ahead and subscribed to be a blessed partner, and also the new mover subscription, which means we'll be notified anytime there are new movers in our areas, and then we can, be radically hospitable, right? And share maybe a gift with them, bring them some cookies, whatever it may be, just to welcome them to the neighborhood. But it's this idea of also knowing and keeping track of praying for your community and those that are around you. And so within it lists these things, and I'm just gonna go over each one of them. Bless is the acronym, and it has 5 BLESS. And so this week it starts with begin with prayer. And so throughout this week, I'll shoot little text messages, maybe do another video, but likely more so text messages or links to things to give us some tips, some suggestions, some ways that we can help, that may help us when it comes to praying and praying regularly. That book that we went over, Becoming a Man of Prayer, I think it actually changed the title to just Prayer. That book actually mentioned how the goal was to be able to pray for an hour, and not have hesitation, not be concerned about that. So if that idea concerns you, if you're thinking, okay, we expect you to pray for an hour. If you're thinking, man, I don't know I can pray for an hour, then we're going to be going over some of those tips again. And the reason that it points to that is because Jesus looked at his disciples on the night of his betrayal in the Garden of Gethsemane, and he says, could you not wait for an hour? Could you not watch and pray for 1 hour? And so we want to make sure that at any time, we as followers of Christ, as his apprentices, his disciples, we want to know that we have a prayer life to where that thought doesn't shake us, it doesn't concern us. And so I'm going to give some tips and different ideas on ways that we can grow and strengthen our prayer life, one of which may sound surprising. I'll actually share today. I'm going to send in a message, maybe post at the bottom of this prayer that I pray regularly for Limitless. Something that can be helpful when we go about it the right way, with the right heart and the right mindset, is actually having prayers that we regularly recite, that we regularly use. And where it can go wrong is it just becomes rote and we're saying it without thinking it. But if your heart and your mind is behind these prayers that you use regularly, well, then it can really help refocus your mind. It can really help focus your heart and your mind and your attention towards certain things. It can remind us what we're praying for, what the goal is, right? And so I'll share a prayer that I regularly pray for us, Limitless family, as Limitless Church. I'll share that at the bottom of this and maybe in a text message as well. But that's something to consider, is maybe writing out some prayers. I know I have one written for Christina. I have one written for each of the girls. I have one written for Limitless. And so that's one of those things to where before I add to those, because I'll usually add to them and pray about specific things that are going on within our lives, I'll usually pray those things. So there's that tidbit for today, and more this week will be coming this week. I'll send you guys some more text and maybe some links or whatnot that help just instruct us, that help guide us to strengthen our prayer, different practices, tools that we can use. All right, love you guys, and look forward to seeing you Friday for game night.